Hello from Racing with Celebs, coming to you once again from the Midvaal Raceway in Meyerton, and in a few minutes we'll introduce to you yet another very well-known, attractive personality. I'm Christo Davids, and today we'll be racing with BMW high-performance cars. In this series, I'm supported by my co-presenter Johan Snyman, and from the comfort of your armchair, we'll show you how our celebrities perform as we hand them the keys to a variety of cars. Today, our celebrity is popular actress, radio and TV presenter Kim Cloete. Before we introduce you to our charming Kim Cloete, let's go and find out more about the track and the cars we'll be racing from my co-presenter Johan Snyman.
Thank you, Christo. Midvaal Raceway is a 2.4 kilometers anti-clockwise track that used to run in a clockwise direction. In today's episode, we'll be racing BMW racing cars that competes within the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. We caught up with Club Chairman Bernard to tell us more about the cars we'll be racing today. Bernard, can you please tell me more about the BMW Car Club and also the events that you guys are doing?
Well, basically the car club started in 1981, about 37 years ago. It was obviously founded by a bunch of enthusiasts, and then over the years it's changed names. Now it's BMW Car Club Gauteng. We also founded the BMW Clubs Africa, which we are part of. We're the only two clubs in South Africa recognized by BMW AG in Germany and BMW South Africa. Now the events. We have our breakfast runs, we've got our concours d'elegance every year where all the nice clean cars come out to strut their stuff. Then we've got our X-Drive events, we've got our factory tours, we've got our Christmas in July, weekend away, which is quite popular. It's a family outing. And then our most popular things is our speed freaks. So we've got our wet skid pan events, we've got our tar gym corners, and our most popular is the track days. Track days originally started as just a time trial event where guys would get a prize for their fastest lap, and they were split into classes. Later it became a bit more progressed and became a championships recognized by Motorsport South Africa. Eventually in 2011 we started our Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series, where cars are split into classes. We've got our Class T for our turbocharged cars, our fastest ones, and our Class A, which is for our fastest naturally aspirated cars, and in classes B, C and D. Over the years it's changed into a time-based event where if you break out of your specific time that you have for a specific track in your class, you move up to the higher class, or you take a penalty. And it's worked quite well. So guys come in, start at Class D, for example, and as they get more experience, they get faster, or they develop their cars and make them faster, they then move up into the higher classes and hopefully eventually land up at A.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bernard, can you please tell us more about this beautiful cars we'll be racing today?
Okay, well, let's actually start with that one. It's a 1996 E36 328i, stock standard motor, stock standard brakes. Just the brake pads are upgraded. Suspension's obviously been upgraded, it's been stripped out, it's got a full roll cage, it's got 2 racing seats, and it's got the Bridgestone semi tyres on. So when we sold it, we bought this car. It's a E46 325i Touring. So it's a station wagon. You don't see them often on the track. It's also been stripped out, but not as much as the E36. It still has all 4 seats in. The reason for that, we can take 3 passengers around. It's a track taxi. So we take 3 passengers around on the track, and they can experience what it's like to actually go out on a track in a race car. This car has raced already. It's also, like I said, stripped out. It's got 1 racing seat for the driver. Suspension's been upgraded as well, and it's also running the Bridgestone semi-slick tyres on.
Bernard, thank you very much from all of us at Racing with Celebs for giving us the opportunity to drive these cars. We can't wait to get behind the wheel.
No, pleasure. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors that contribute to the club, our committee, our members, and the race drivers that make it all a success. And thank you very much for this opportunity as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Now that we know more about the cars we'll be racing today, it's time to introduce you to our celebrity for today, Kim Cloete. Cape Town-born actress, director, MC, radio and television presenter Kim Cloete is truly a multi-talented woman. She acts, presents, directs and performs in theatre, radio, television and film. Many of you will know her as presenter on the lifestyle show called Kollag on Kyknet. It's not often that you find a celebrity who's achieved fame in so many areas. But first, let's find out how Kim feels about today's challenge. Kim, welcome to Racing with Celebs.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
And have you ever been on a racetrack before?
I've been a spectator on a racetrack before. I've never actually raced myself.
So, this is your first time.
It's my first. I'm a virgin racer.
Are you scared or nervous?
I am cautiously excited because I know myself and I can get carried away really quickly and I love speed. So I'm taking it one moment at a time.
What do you know about BMW racing?
You know what? My knowledge on the BMW club races is it's non-existent until today.
Well, let's go and find out what it's all about.
Awesome, let's do it.
Well, remember, this young lady comes from a television show that was known as Craze E. So she's going to have to be a little bit crazy to climb into one of these BMWs and fight it out with some of the very, very top contending drivers in the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series.
Okay, morning gents and lady, and welcome to the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. We're today here at Midvaal and we're going to have a few races here today, 4 sessions of 6 laps each. So I just want to go through a bit of the safety. Most of you guys should know the flags, but for our novices, red flag, please come in. The race is finished. Green flag, obviously you can go out. Checkered flag, race is also finished, please come in, do your cool down lap. Black flag with your number, you've been black flagged, please come in as well. If you see any blue flags, there's a faster car approaching, probably to lap you. Please stay on your line, they'll come past you, but be aware of them, they're faster than you. Yellow flags, the important ones as well. Just a yellow flag, there's something's happened on track, so be careful. Double wave the yellows, be prepared to stop. And yeah, that's about it for today. We're gonna have a bit of fun today and enjoy it, guys.
Up next, we get in and on board with Kim Cloete and the BMW Car Club Racing Series. Welcome back to Midvaal, and here we are with Racing with Celebs. Kim Cloete going to be jumping into one of the BMW Car Club Racing Series machines, the 000 car, which of course is used for our VIPs and guest drivers. And she's now probably going to be given a real look and feel of what the BMW Bridgestone Car Club Racing Series is all about. Kitting up and good to go. Let's see what she's able to do. A little bit of a driver's briefing just to ensure that they do know that we have got a celebrity in the house, and a little bit of instruction now from one of our drivers. Once that's done, it's all up to Kim to go out there and show us what she's made of. And let me tell you something, those lines don't look too bad at all. Down towards turn 1 in the Celeb car. Cloete going to look to get this little 328 going as quickly as she can. On board. And always nice to go on board with the lady driver. Have a look and see how much finesse is put into the steering wheel as opposed to the hard jerking you would have seen last week with Drickus du Plessis. Oh, he was all over that steering wheel. Very fine-tuned and fine little lines being taken here by the lady. Now, in the mix with some of the boys. Now, to run through the cars that are out on track, we have got the 011 station wagon. That is Mansell Olofsson. 317 will be, of course, Billy Snyman. Renier Smith in the 05 car. Shane Kruan will be out there in the 54 car. And Johan Snyman out there in number 86. We're on board right now with Billy Snyman. And heading down this back straightaway, looking to try and get up ahead and past the young lady. A couple of drivers up the road she's got to try and close in on. The nice thing about this racing with Celebs is that you get an idea of what it's like to be in amongst a pack of racing cars as well. Not just be in a racing car and driving around the circuit all on your own. You need to know what it feels like to have a whole bunch of cars around you. And to start mixing it up, of course, with them in a race scenario. Right now, Kim just trying to close down on the boys. The boys are going to look to probably come and close in on her and then give her an idea of what it's like to be in that mix. Super effort, though, from the young lady, and she's gone all out to ensure that she has not done any harm to her reputation. And in fact, she's just gone and upped it in a big way.
How's it so far? I think I lost 39 kilograms in 12 laps. I've got 12 more to go. I'm going to look like a supermodel when I'm done. Then I just need to fix my hair.
Well, I can tell you there's a little secret to it, Kim. Once you take that helmet off, just make sure that you've used some L'Oreal product, and all of a sudden you'll look like Fernando Alonso. Take the helmet off and everything is good. Let's see if that's the case, though, as we're now into the thick of it. Kim off the back. We're on board with Johan Snyman. You can see as they head down there, he's going to try and push Shane Cloete into turn 1. And of course, there's the station wagon of Manzal Olofsson, who is on the outside. Cloete just takes the lead, heads into turn 1 and takes over the front end of this race. Heading into 2 and 3 right now, being closed down here by the Big Boss Auto and Sav Speed Machine. And this little BMW station wagon is a real turn of pace. Let's see whether or not they can close down on the front end man as Cloete gets away. Behind him, it's Renier Smith. Shane Cloete is dominating, but you've got Renier Smith, and then, of course, the two Snymans, Billy and Johan, side by side. Bit off the pace right now, but needless to say, still out there is this young lady. And look at the smile. I mean, you can see the smile through that helmet. It's a massive helmet that she's got on, but you can see the big smile behind that chin guard, and she's loving every bit of being out here on the track at Midvaal. Onto the back straight. One cool thing about that back straight is that you get to unleash whatever motor car you're in, whether it be in a Nash Motorsports Sport Special or in one of these big BMWs. And you get to experience what most people can't experience when you're out on the normal road. And that's to put the pedal down and go as fast as you like. Safe conditions here, of course, at Midvaal. And now some pressure in the mid-pack. Billy Snyman trying to find a way through here on Olofsson. Olofsson around probably about 160, 170 k's an hour by the time they get to the midpoint of the back straight, and then close to 200 k's an hour before you climb on the brakes down into this turn. And a couple of boys chopping and changing here for potentially what would be the win of this race. Cloete leading things out at this stage. Can he keep it all together? He's going to have his work cut out for him because he's got the hard charge coming out of Renier Smith. In the back, though, have a look at that. Great to see. Nice little battle here between Snyman and Olofsson, coming under braking for the last turn off that back straightaway. Now into the complex. Johan Snyman closing in. How far back is Kim? A nice indication as to her ability. So remember, these guys have all been in race cars before. They've got an idea of how the circuit works. They know how to get the car to work to the best of its ability. Kim, as you heard, has had 12 laps to try and practice this car and get up to pace. And let me tell you something, that's not an easy thing to do. But needless to say, she's out there and having an absolute blast. Now being caught by the front end. And now going to experience what it's like to be in the middle of a big pack of BMWs. Now normally in the Bridgestone BMW class, there are about 30 to 35 cars. Right now we're playing with 6 of them. And even that is pretty daunting if you've never been in a race car before. Especially when you've got a slight power differential like that. Flying past. I love the fact she has not taken her hands off that steering wheel. The only time the hand comes off is when she changes gear. Other than that, it's on the wheel, trying to control the car as much as possible. Does not want to be caught out like some of our other celebrities have been caught out and loop the car or spin it off track. She's keeping it very smooth, very steady, and no worries whatsoever there in the Bridgestone BMW Car Club VIP car. And little 328. Definitely a great choice to learn how to ride and how to drive in. Down the back straight, Snyman on the inside of Olofsson. Can he get him on the brakes? Looks like he might be able to just squeeze through there. Let's see if Olofsson gives him a bit of a run under braking at the bottom end of the straight. No, he loses out and the wagon falls back into what is now probably 3rd place on track. Into the complex. And And it's a matter of time now before that checkered flag comes out. But this little fight at the back, the two Sneemans taking on Olofsson. The meat in the sandwich is that little station wagon. And potentially could be a bit of a change up here as well. Can we see the second of those saloon cars make its way past the wagon? One more lap to go. And look at the pressure now. Oh, now you're going to feel what it's like. Kim Cloete, stand by. You've got 4 very hungry drivers looking for a way past. I know exactly how this feels, and a lot of racing drivers know exactly how this feels. Johan Sneeman coming up alongside. This is so awesome to see. Are they going to go left and right of her? Are they going to give her the fright of her life? No, she's managing just to keep them out for now. Let's see what she's like on the brakes. Is she good enough on the brakes? It looks like she might be able to just keep them into the final turn off that back straight. Yes. But now into the complex. Got to try and hold the inside line. She's going to remember what her coach told her. Don't open the door. Shut the door. Don't let them through. Keep them on your tail. Another great outing for one of our celebrities here in Racing with Celebs. And a massive thanks, of course, to the Midvaal Car Club Racing Series for bringing out all these cars and giving Kim Cloete an idea of what racing is all about. Checkered flag is out. She's going to take the checkered flag and bring it to the line after a great 12 laps of action out here at Midvaal.
Woohoo! Lekker. One of the most fun days I think I've ever had in my 82 years. I'm not 82, I'm joking. I really am joking. This has been awesome. I am so coming back. Please, if you have a weekend off and you want to try this, you can. This was my first time and I did it. I was clapping like 170 around corners today. Fantastic.
Well, let's find out a little bit more about Kim Cloete's career and what she's been up to over the last couple of years as we join us after the break with Racing with Celebs. Well, if you've just joined us, you're with Racing with Celebs, and we've got Kim Cloete in one of the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series cars today, the 320 Celebrity car. And when the checkered flag came out, she was at the front end of the field.
Welcome back to Racing with Celebs. I'm now joined by the very beautiful and talented Kim Cloete. Kim, how was the experience today?
It was absolutely amazing. I'm a bit of a speed freak, so it was very difficult to stop racing, I must say.
Kim, you moved from Cape Town to Johannesburg about 17 years ago. How do you find your experience in Johannesburg so far?
Well, I've been back and forth actually. So I moved in 2001, I moved to Johannesburg, and then in 2012 I moved back to Cape Town for about 4.5 years. And I've been back in Joburg for 3 years. I always say, I've always left every city before I didn't like it. So it's always fun to go back.
Always fun to go back.
You must cue your exits appropriately,
Yes,
I believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You also, in the industry, you've worked with really big and names and talented people. Who do you enjoy working with the most and why?
Ooh, shoo.
You can name 20 or 30.
Yeah, there are so many people. Like my Isidingo days were really amazing, working with people like Terence Bridget and Chris Beasley. And then obviously I was doing a soap now for CakeNet called Binnelanders, and I got to work with one of my oldest friends, Clint Brink, and we got to play opposite each other, and it was so easy. I didn't even feel like I was working anymore.
Yeah, just fun,
Just fun, absolutely.
Yes. Who or what motivates you the most?
Who or what motivates me the most? I think the idea of constantly improving and constantly being or becoming a better version of yourself. And also, I think what motivates me is the older I'm becoming, the more comfortable I get to be in my skin,
Yes.
which is a really wonderful experience, I think, especially for women growing older, So I think that's what motivates me. It's quite exciting because you find parts of yourself that you didn't expect were there. and then they just show up.
Sure, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, and then family motivates me. Ek is baie familie vas. I come from a very big family. I'm an only child, but I have 9 siblings. So ek het 3 stelle ouers. And I think kind of navigating my way through them and becoming an aunt, that's been really awesome.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
In 3 words,
Only 3,
yo,
not 3.5, only 3.
funny.
Fast.
I am fast, but I don't think that's my best attribute. Funny, intelligent, and kind.
Do you have a hobby?
Do I have a hobby? You know what? I used to have a hobby, but it's kind of infiltrated its way into what I do now, and it's writing. I always just wrote for myself and for fun, but in the recent years, I've started writing. I blog for a magazine called Bella, and it's basically an adaptation of. I used to have a radio show in Cape Town called Chemistry. So they allowed me to take chemistry into the blog. So it's just a continuation of the show I had. Yeah, radio show. And then I started writing for theatre, and before I knew it, I was directing it. And we just pitched our first film. En ek skryf alles self. So dit is baie exciting. En my ander hobby, ek probeer nog gou dink of ek 'n ander hobby het. Ek werk baie hard, maar ek dink my ander hobby would be. No, I don't have a hobby.
Je werkt baie hard om nog 'n hobby te kry.
That's yeah. I'm working on getting another hobby. Yes.
Kim, a big thank you for your time today. We had a lot of fun, and we hope you've enjoyed it with us today.
Thank you so much, dude. It was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
From saloon cars, next week we head into single-seaters and arguably one of the longest-standing single-seater championships in the world. Henny Jacobs from Sievendelaan will join us to take part in Racing with Celebs with all of our Formula V competitors.
Thank you, ladies and gents. We trust you enjoyed today's show as much as our crew did. If you need further information on any of the celebs, our sponsors, the Midvaal Raceway or the series, please visit our Facebook page, Racing with Celebs, or our website, www.racingwithcelebs.co.za. We look forward to seeing you next week when we'll bring you yet another celebrity. Until then, it's tot ziens from Racing with Celebs.